Episode 76. Good dogs don't block the way. The woman quickly skimmed through the contract on the table and then looked up at Jade. Her eyes were very sharp. "Are you Jade? My name is Carolyn McCoy. From now on, I will be your manager. I'll be in charge of your schedule. Since you have signed a contract with us, you must follow my arrangements from now on. You must not make decisions on your own. You must not cooperate with companies other than Milliken. You cannot even accept advertisements. Do you understand?" Caroline spoke very quickly and did things very cleanly. Jade had yet to come back to her senses when Caroline had already done everything. Jade looked at the woman in front of her. She only heard 4 words that were swift and decisive. Jade was dumbfounded. She was still in a state of panic. Was she talking to her just now? Manager, sign, contract, schedule? These words were too unfamiliar to her. "Have you seen the contract?" Not yet. She didn't even know how to sign the contract. How could she have read the contract? Caroline frowned and was very dissatisfied. She said sternly, "Why haven't you even read the contract? I will give you 2 minutes to look at the contract. You must remember all the contracts in it." "I will read it right away." Jade trembled as she took the contract from Caroline's hands and quickly finished reading it. Although she didn't know what was going on, being able to sign a contract with a company like Milliken made her even happier than winning a lottery ticket. She excitedly returned the contract to Caroline and said seriously, "Caroline, don't worry. I will definitely comply with the contract." After that, Caroline handed her a business card and said lightly, "Remember to turn on your phone. If you need anything, you can call me. If you are assigned work in the future, you must appear immediately. Do you understand?" Jade nodded very hard. I understand." "You have just signed a contract with our company. You must pay attention to your image, especially when it comes to personal matters. Do you understand?" Jade was stunned for a moment. Actually, she didn't really understand. "Caroline, can you explain it more clearly?" Caroline rolled her eyes and said helplessly, "You cannot have a boyfriend, do you understand? Even if you have a boyfriend, you can only have a private relationship. Without the company's permission, you can't make it public. If you are captured by the paparazzi, you will have to bear the consequences. The company has the right to terminate your contract at any time." Cancel the contract? It's so serious. After Jade heard this, she carefully swallowed her saliva and asked the following question with a trembling voice. "What if I have a husband?" "What? Are you married?" Caroline stared at this young girl who was only 23 years old. Her eyes suddenly became extremely sharp. It was as if Caroline could see through her. Jade saw this and immediately waved her hand forcefully. "No, I was just casually asking." Seeing her say this, Caroline relaxed her expression a little and then said very sternly, "It's good that you don't have. If you are married, you absolutely can't let others know." The marriage situation of some artists has directly affected their popularity, especially when the artist is a girl in her early 20s. If people knew that she was married, she would lose a large number of male fans, and her popularity would drop. The company wouldn't sign such an artist. "I understand. I will definitely pay attention to it. Thank you, Caroline." When she finished speaking, Jade walked out of the office, trembling all over. This was the first time she had contract with a manager. She didn't expect it to be so terrifying. It scared her so much that she didn't dare to breathe. The man in the white shirt just quietly ran out. He whispered in her ear, "Miss Winslet, you're lucky. The artists Caroline has managed were all first-class artists. Originally, she said that she wanted me to be your manager, but later on, she didn't know what happened. She became Caroline again. I wish you good luck. Looks like the higher-ups are very concerned about you." Jade's face was full of doubt. Who were the higher-ups? She wondered. "Thank you," she said. After confirming that she'd signed the contract with Milliken, she couldn't believe what just happened. Just when she was about to share her joy with Dario, Jade met someone she knew. A young and beautiful woman approached her. Jade frowned. That person was Amelia Stevens. Jade really didn't expect to see her in this kind of place. She wore a sexy dress and her brown wavy hair made her look even more charming. Amelia also wore a pair of sunglasses that made her look like an actress. However, Jade knew that Amelia was not part of the entertainment industry, so she had no idea why Amelia was there. She was still a little surprised, but she didn't intend to pay any attention to Amelia. Instead, she walked past her without any expression on her face. She didn't expect that Amelia would actually stop her as they brushed past each other. "Jade, what are you doing here?" Amelia took off her sunglasses in disbelief. Her eyes were full of arrogance and contempt. This kind of gaze made Jade very uncomfortable. She simply didn't look at Amelia. She spoke to Amelia in a terrifyingly cold tone. "I don't need to tell you why I'm here." After saying that, she didn't bother with Amelia anymore and continued to walk forward. Amelia saw that Jade's attitude toward her was cold, and she immediately became unhappy. Jade had actually married the person she liked, which made her even angrier. She quickly rushed in front of Jade and, looking at her with disdain, said, "It was my younger brother who dumped you, not me. Is there a need to be so aggressive?" When she heard her mention Bruce Stevens, Jade's expression changed drastically. She clenched her fist tightly and clearly remembered what Bruce did to her. She would always remember Bruce and what he did to her with hatred. "Miss Stevens, please move aside. Good dogs don't block the way." A voice came from behind. Amelia glared at Jade with eyes painted with delicate makeup. Then she revealed a trace of ridicule. "I know why you're here. I almost forgot that you are a temporary actor. You didn't come here to sign a contract, right?" Amelia saw that Jade didn't answer, so she became even more certain. She continued to ridicule her. "Stop dreaming. When you were with my brother in the past, you could have been considered somewhat famous. Now, I'm afraid no one would invite you to act. Jade, you overestimate yourself too much." Just as Amelia's ridiculing words were leaving her mouth, an incomparably cold voice came from behind her. "Miss Winslet is our newly signed artist. Did you dare to compare one of our artists with a dead person? I think you're tired of living."